We're live.
Well, Brandon, it's good to be with you and the Marshes tonight, and we just wanted to take some time here in December. My goodness, where's December going already? Today's the 13th of the month, and my goodness, only a couple weeks to Christmas. And, you know, we find that through the holidays, people start stressing. I mean, it's unstuff the turkey, it's skinny Santa Claus, and what kind of New Year's resolution can I make that will help me thin out? And so we just wanted to put something together for you all as a gift, just to say, hey, you can thrive through the holidays. And so we'd like to share that. Would that be all right, Brandon?
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. Thank you guys for doing this. And I just look forward to learning from you as always. So feel free to dig in.
Yeah, Karen, you reported a stat when you were on that news channel. People gain how much over the holidays?
On average, people gain about 8 pounds over the holidays. So a lot of people are freaking out about the holidays right now, but here's the good news. One of the things that we get to do as health coaches is that we get to transform people from unhealthy to healthy. And so what we know is that healthy people don't freak out about the holidays. You know, they aren't afraid of gaining weight during the holidays because they are prioritizing their health. They're making healthy choices 365 days a year, and so can anyone. It's just that you need to be mindful and thoughtful of the choices that you're making. So we're going to help you by giving you some tips tonight that'll help you just breeze right through the holidays with no problem.
Yeah, so some people might say, I'll just wait until after the holidays. Well, you don't have to wait. Basically, we teach all of our clients that the next time that you eat, which is 3 hours from what you ate just now, is that you have a choice to make a healthy choice. And every 3 hours, how many times a day? 6 times a day? Yep. You can choose wisely. So just keep mindful of what you're doing. Ask yourself, you know, what is your plan? Not my plan or Brandon's plan for you or your coach's plan, but what's your plan for the holidays? And what do you want your ideal outcome to be? It doesn't have to be wrapped around recipes and food. It can be wrapped around what you exactly want it to be. So let's talk about a couple options. Option one is you would like to enjoy the benefits of staying on program. Maybe you're on 5 and 1 or 4 and 2 or 3 and 3, and you want to be feeling great and having more energy to go shopping, and you'll spend more time with the family and people, and you'll keep. In option one, you'll keep losing weight so that you look even better at those holiday gatherings.
And you know you're going to take family pictures, so wouldn't it be great to look better than your sister in the picture?
There you go. Game on, right?
Game on.
Little friendly competition there. And then experiencing little or no hunger and cravings. Remember that when you're on the 5 and 1 or 4 and 2, hunger pangs are away. So if you decide to not do this option, remember that you might be hungry again like you were those first 3 days that you were on program.
And you get to stay in fat burning phase. And you know what? When you're in fat burning phase, typically you feel great, right? You know, and holidays bring a lot of stress. A lot of times you're with family members that you haven't seen during the year, and there might be issues going on. But you know what? You can walk into that holiday party feeling energetic and good about your choices, good about yourself. And that fat burning phase will give you that extra oomph that you need to get through the holidays and get through all that stress.
Yeah, so this is really a good option, but we do have more options for you. So don't stress out. This is not the only option. We're going to get you to think a little bit. So option number 2, would you like to compromise? You could stay on program, except for the holiday meals, but you could use the fuelings for the rest of each day. And so knowing with this option, you'll need to spend 2 to 4 days getting back to that fat burning mode, but after those holiday meals, but your coach can work with you, even though you might have a little lower energy, you might have a little bit more hunger and the cravings come back, slow down the weight loss, but your coach can work with you to help you get back to that fat burning stage that we all love. So the question is you have to ask, is it worth it? It takes about $12 a day back on program, so you're adding $36 to whatever you just ate, whether it's the cocktail or whether it's the homemade pumpkin pie. Just count on that if the pumpkin pie was $7, you now need to add $36 to the price of that. You say, well, Mike, I didn't eat the whole pie. Yeah, but you're going to take about 3 or 4 more days to get back to fat burning. Option number 3, would you consider it a success to go into a maintenance mode? Karen, take us through this.
Yeah, you still eat 6 times a day, but you choose, 3 healthy meals and you use 3 fuelings to supplement those other meals. So you might have a healthy breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? And then you would supplement that with a mid-morning, mid-afternoon, and mid-evening fueling from our either Optavia line or from our Medifast line. It still controls your portion sizes, because if you're still eating 6 small meals a day, your stomach is still nice and small. So it's going to be very difficult for you to overeat during that healthy breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You won't be gaining weight because of 3 and 3. You don't gain weight. And you won't be putting on the average of 7 or 8 pounds during the holidays. And it's doable. This program right here is very doable. A lot of people choose this option.
It's a good option, or one of the other two. So let's ask some more questions just to get into your mind, because it's not about meal replacements, it's about mind replacements, right? So let's replace some of those thoughts. There are 18 days left in 2016.
Wow.
18 days, okay? Set the clock. Our clients are eating 6 healthy meal choices a day. That's 108 meal choices. Okay, so think about how many opportunities you're going to have to go off program. Maybe there's a Christmas party. Maybe there's Christmas Eve service. Oh, you love your uncle's pecan pie on Christmas Day, or New Year's Eve. You know, New Year's Day football. Got to have the football stuff. But you know what? That's really only 3 or 4 meals out of your 108.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So if you were still on the 105, 104 meals using your fuelings, and then you were able to think about, okay, I'm not going to go full off program. Maybe I'm going to taste some of the food, but remember, after the 3rd bite, the satisfaction's gone. Here's permission to throw some food away, okay? And speaking of food, Karen, let's give them some tips if they do go to that holiday banquet or buffet or pig trough, whatever you want to call it. What are you going to do when you go to those things, all right? So we want to encourage you that you don't have to avoid the holidays.
You don't. You don't have to skip parties. You don't have to miss out on all of the fun. The holidays are not about food. You know, and healthy people have a healthy perspective on what holidays are all about. But you can thrive through the holidays and enter 2017 with momentum. You know, you think you're in momentum now, being on the 5 and 1 and losing weight, but wait until you feel that power to just burst through those holidays and get into 2017. I will guarantee you that momentum, it's exhilarating, it's thrilling. And yeah, I would love for you to experience that. You have a lot of opportunities to make choices that are in line with your goals. And we're going to share some tips with you in just a second to show you how it's possible to stay on program. Many people don't even consider the option of staying healthy through the holidays because you know what? Honestly, up until now, maybe you haven't.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I have to make an observation. I noticed that you stuttered on 2017. It's hard to get used to 2017. But I will tell you this about 2017, especially to the people who are on the call, Ken and Rhonda, Brandon, and those of you who are listening to the recording. 2017, you're probably going to be the healthiest that you've been in your entire life in 2017. And that's pretty exciting. So let's consider some more options here. Remember, before you put anything in your mouth and before you eat, ask yourself, is this a rational eating decision or is this an emotional eating? My stepsister showed up at the banquet, the buffet, the pig trough, and now she stresses me. Yes, I need much fudge. Much fudge. Yes. So that would be emotional. Okay, not rational. You know, your stepsister, sister-in-law, whatever it might be, doesn't, you know, that's not rational. So if somebody else is making you eat, stop, challenge, and choose, baby. So ask these questions. Karen, you want to take us through these?
Is this in my long-term best interest? Is this in line with my goals for myself? And if you've prioritized your goals and your health, this is going to be a really game-changing question. Is it in line with what I want for myself? And then ask yourself, if I eat this now, how am I going to feel in an hour? Typically, when my clients say that they have cheated or they have indulged in something they shouldn't have, they say, you know what? Mentally and emotionally, I felt guilty and I felt yucky. But honestly, physically, I felt yucky. And it doesn't last for just a little while. It lasts sometimes for 2 to 3 days after you've indulged on something that you thought was going to be yummy. And ask yourself even further out, how will I feel a year from now? If I continue to make decisions like this, what's that going to look like in a year from now? And am I going to be closer to my goals or further away from them? And a deeper question is, how am I going to feel about myself? I'll tell you, it feels good to be proud of yourself. That's a really empowering feeling. And so I hope you choose that choice.
More strategies and tips. When invited to an event, did you know that it's okay to say no?
To the event?
Yeah, so you're saying no to the event. Oh, I'd love to be at your event. Oh, thank you so much for thinking of me. However, I'm sorry I'm not able to make this year. I hope I can make next year. Thank you again for thinking of me. I'm just unable to make your event. Maybe we can catch up after the holidays because I'd like to see you. You could say no. It's okay. You know, people tell me no all the time. That's my kids and my wife, but they tell me no, so it's okay. Be selective. You don't have to go to every event. You know, this is not necessarily a smart strategy anyway, trying to go to every event that's on the calendar in December.
Have you ever heard people say that they're just run ragged and they're so exhausted and Christmas is crazy? Well, it's because we allow things on our schedule that might not ought to be there. So set some healthy boundaries for yourself. You know, determine how many nights of the week you want to be with your family and at home relaxing and resting from a hard day's work. And decide how many outings you're going to have during the week. And pace yourself. For goodness sake, pace yourself so that you're not exhausted and stressed out and yelling at the kids at Christmas time because you've overextended yourself and you haven't gotten enough rest.
There you go. Now, in just a moment, I'm going to ask Brandon and Rhonda and Kent what tip you guys like the most. So I hope you're taking notes because I'm about to switch that slide. Okay. What if it's a party tradition to have a baking party that everybody comes over and you bake and well, you can make non-edible gifts this year. It doesn't have to always be about food. My sister-in-law makes unedible gifts anyway, but she's trying to make them edible. Here's another tip. Brush, and Brandon, please don't share this recording with everybody, just the people down there in Shelbyville. She might be paying attention on Facebook. Brush your teeth with extra minty toothpaste. Yeah. And so you're like, boy, I like that clean feeling. I'm not going to put sweet in there because it'll taste nasty anyway. Although the Girl Scouts do put mints in their chocolate chip or their chocolate cookies. So I don't know how that works, but let's give it a try.
Let's give it a try. And eat before you go. This is with any outing, any party, anytime you're going to be in a situation where you don't have complete control of the food that's in the situation. Always feed yourself with a healthy fueling before you get there. You'll be less likely to have cravings. The sights and the smells will be less appealing to you. And then wash your hands frequently.
Yeah, that's not a health tip. That's a public service announcement. Please wash your hands frequently. Other people have to eat what you have put your hands on.
That's a great strategy, actually. If you find that your hands are wandering toward the fudge or wandering toward the chocolate chips, wander over to the sink and give your hands something else to do for a few seconds, and that will break that pattern, and you'll be able to stop, challenge, and choose and make a healthier choice. And this is disgusting, but it worked for a client of ours.
So we put it on there, even though I spelled it wrong. And I have a cousin named Vic and an uncle named Vic, and this is really messing me up right now. But VICKS, put that under your nose. You won't smell anything that smells good. It'll all smell nasty.
And it'll keep your weird aunt away from you. Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, I'd say Limburger cheese, but you can eat that. So I don't think anybody's going to eat the Vic sauce, and everything's going to smell bad. The whole world will smell bad. So before you go if you're going to go to those buffets, have a written action plan before you go. Your coach can help you make that out. Know what you'll do when you have a challenge coming. Karen, I didn't put your favorite one in when you're going to the buffet.
You got to have a buffet buddy.
Buffet buddy.
I call this the buffet buddy. So before you get to the event, pick somebody, usually someone who cares about you and will offer to help you. And so they actually face the buffet, and you stand in between them and the buffet and face your friend. So your back is to the buffet. You're not seeing the colors, right? Because sight and all of your senses play a part in you making healthy choices. You're not going to be as tempted by the sights. You're not going to be as tempted by the smells. And your buddy can help you stay focused and keep you away from the buffet. That has saved us a lot of times.
And if you don't have your buddy, you can always have your phone with you. Karen, show them how you use the phone.
This is my favorite tactic. We call this the ejection button. Okay? So if you find yourself in a situation and you are getting sucked in, that fudge is calling your name and the cookies are on their way over to where you are, right? I mean, there's no way to avoid it. You just simply grab your phone, because how many of you carry your phone with you wherever you go? This baby goes with me everywhere. So you just grab your phone. It doesn't matter who you're talking to, and you just say, oh my gosh, I just forgot. I'm supposed to make a really important phone call. And then you beeline it for the door. Seriously. Nobody is going to get in your way. If you have an important phone call to make, right, Brandon? Nobody's getting in your way, right? Because they're going to get run over. They'll actually stand back and get out of your way. And then you beeline it to the hallway or to another room, and you call your coach.
There you go. Call your health coach.
That's the ejection. Or you can fake it. You can text your coach. You can do whatever. That's my favorite one.
Just to give you that interruption of the pattern, okay?
Mhm.
Finally, then, don't go hungry. Eat before you go. Eat your portion control meal replacements. When you go, instead of food, focus on friends and family. That's why you're there anyway. You would go if there was no food anyway, right? You would, well, yes, you would. Friends and family. Enjoy yourself. Cherish every precious moment. Be the person who takes the pictures. And then?
Yeah, and then strut your stuff. Use it as an opportunity to help other people make healthy choices. You know, one of the things we know is that healthy people influence the decisions of other people. They are leaders. Whether you know it or not, or whether you want to or not, you're going to affect the decisions of other people. And isn't that cool? That you get to be in a position where people now are looking at you. Maybe last year you were looking at somebody else at the party who was healthy. But this year, you're going to be the one they're looking at. And they're going to be paying attention to what you're putting on your plate and what you're not putting on your plate and how much you're putting on your plate. So you know what?
They're putting on your
How little you're putting on it. It's an honor and it's a privilege to influence other people to make healthy decisions. So be aware of that. It's cool.
Now, if you're asked to bring a dish to pass, then you go for it and say, absolutely, I'm going to bring something healthy. Bring your own. Bring the things that you can eat on program. And then if you have to bring the snacks, choose some of those non-tempting treats that are in Dr. A's page 120 in his book, those 100-calorie snacks. You know, make an almond tray. Make those cheese and peanut butter and celery sticks, and go for there. Yeah, here's what they look like. There's the turkey. Look at that. Mashed cauliflower, Rhonda's favorite.
There you
go.
Good idea.
So when you go, position yourself away from the food. As Karen said, hold your water bottle in a dominant hand at all times. That's going to give you something to talk around.
And it will give your stomach something to do. So your hands will have something to do and your stomach will have something to do. If you feel like, you know, you're getting cravings or whatever, just sip a little bit of water and see how that doesn't calm your system down. Okay? And if you eat at the event, avoid portion distortion. Use the smallest plate possible, you know, where everybody else is getting 2 big plates.
With sideboards.
Yeah. So use a small plate and just eat slowly. Enjoy the conversation. Enjoy the sights, the sounds. Be a people watcher. It's a lot of fun at events to watch people. And don't go back for seconds, right? You know, say to yourself, that paper plate is a one-timer. That baby's a one-timer and in the trash. We don't fill up paper plates again. So
there you go. Make some lean and green recipes and share them in the recipes. People like the recipes to see what you're doing. When cleaning up the leftovers, okay? Don't snack. If it's a challenge, just choose a cleanup job like putting chairs away, wiping off tables or whatever. Put your leftovers in the freezer immediately so you're not snacking afterwards.
Another tip that I had a client actually shared with me, instead of putting the food away, like say for example that you had mashed potatoes or you had stuffing or something like that, instead of leaving it in the serving bowl, actually divide it out and create lean and green meals and freeze the lean and green meal. Then when you pull something out of the fridge or the freezer, it's already portion controlled. It's already balanced. You don't have to figure it out and get tempted to eat too much. So set yourself up for success.
So just to recap, focus on family and friends and enjoy the holiday, not the food. Plan ahead. Don't go hungry. Take control. Choose smaller plates. Avoid family-style eating. That packs on the calories. Move before munching. Go for a walk. Make your cocktails mocktails instead of, go without the alcohol. And then read client stories on Facebook. Use the Bio Network of support and stay in touch with your health coach. These are the tips that are going to help you to stay healthy and thriving through the holidays. Brandon, was that helpful?
Yeah, that was very helpful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah. I know for me, the tip that stuck out the most was maintaining rest. Because I know for me when I'm sleepy and hey, that happens quite often if I'm not careful and very intentional with how much sleep I'm getting and even how much water I'm drinking. I'm shocked at how much even not drinking enough water can affect your energy. When I'm not that, then I tend to make poor choices. And so I really loved that one. And the other thing is I've noticed around here that if I'm going to be at a party or a gathering, they're calling me ahead of time and saying, hey, what kind of food would you like? It's starting to become a trend that Brandon is the healthy eater around there. And so around here. So I like the idea of bringing a healthy dish to a family meal. And you're just continuing to create a culture of health and healthy habits. So those are my 2. Rhonda and Kent, what do you think?
focusing on the friends, the family, not the food. We had a big ladies' tea, and of course, they had 4 huge tables full of food, and it was all around the room. So I chose to kind of bounce from table to table and just intermingle with people rather than sitting down and eating. And then taking dishes that we make to gatherings, we find that our friends are excited to try it. So yeah, that's probably the
leading in health. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you notice you said you went to a big ladies' tea? Was it a tea just for big ladies? Because I'll tell you what, with 4 tables, that explains a lot, doesn't it?
There were about 300 women there.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
It was huge. It was huge.
That's good.
But it was
And
lots of fun though.
Brandon, I loved what you said. You know what? Somebody called you to find out WWBD.
Mhm.
What would Brandon do? So you guys are leading in health. Do you see that already?
That's awesome. Really
Yeah.
proud of you guys. Kent,
That's
what did you
cool.
like the most?
Well, one thing, and you guys actually taught us this earlier. I go around with this all the time. I mean, even at work. I mean, it was snowing today, and I still got in 90 ounces of cold water.
Good.
So that's
That's impressive.
I like my water, but the lean and green meals. I mean, and that's something that we picked up real quick because we do like to entertain. And like Rhonda said, they get excited. It's like, what are the Marshalls going to make? And, and for Thanksgiving, Rhonda, because we had everything cauliflower, we had mock coconut pie was made out of spaghetti squash.
Oh,
And that was, so
I actually made a pie. It looked like a pie. It
it
looked
looked
really good.
It was. The only thing is you got to cut up the spaghetti squash or else your coconut strings will be like that. So yeah. But other than that, yeah, we enjoy doing things like that, and just getting to express what we eat. Our lean and greens, and they usually like, wow, we didn't know that this could actually be healthy and taste good too. So
yeah.
That's awesome.
And here's the thing, people don't know what they don't know. They assume that when you go to something like that, you take a sugar-laden, packed dish. Well, you don't have to. We have options now. And you know what? You guys are learning, and I love that our clients are learning to open up the doors and, pull back the curtain on this a little bit. What do healthy people eat? They make sure that there are healthy options wherever they are. And you guys are leading in this. This is really cool.
Awesome. Well, hey, so good to see you guys, all of you. And we wish you a Merry Christmas. And I hope you guys have just a great time with family and with the folks in your area. And just know from our hearts to yours, we just hope that you have a wonderful Christmas. And we'll look forward to connecting you, not only just in these last days of December, but also for a thriving new year in 2017.
Yeah.
all right.
Thank you guys so much again. And if you're watching this recording, feel free to reach out to any of us here that are on here, especially myself, Mike, Karen. I'm sure even the Marshes would love to answer any questions. We're all just imperfect people journeying together to be healthy and maintain our health. So with that said, we will talk to you soon.